Welcome to New York's number 2 sports show. The Rangers lose to the Florida Panthers 4-3 in Florida. This is a game the Rangers could have won. They never had a lead. Florida was up 2-0. They're up 3-2. The Rangers were able to tie the game up on a couple of occasions, but the Panthers had quick responses in both situations, and they were able to win. The Panthers, I would say, are unequivocally, whether you want to talk about last year, them making it to the Stanley Cup final, or just what's happened this year, they have been a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. It's the Rangers, Bruins, and Panthers right now. And, of course, that can change, but Florida really, they got a good team. They definitely have a very good team. Forwards, defense, goaltending. I thought Bobrovsky was good tonight. Jonathan Quick was in there for the Rangers. He was really good tonight. I mean, he made an unbelievable save on Luostarinen in the first period where wide open net, and he just lifts up his leg and just makes the save. Really an amazing save that I'm sure will be, that highlight will be shown quite a bit. You know, if you're Quick, I thought that he was one of the bright spots. However, the game-winning goal, the goal that made it 4-3 for Florida, the Verhaeghe goal, is probably one that I think Quick would want to have back. But that said, he really prevented a lot of goals, I'd say, early in this game. The first period, even though the shots were 10-10, I thought the Panthers kind of had more of the grade A chances. Defense wasn't really a thing in this game. So, a bit of frustration in the fact the Rangers could have won this game. They've won games playing like this season, but it didn't happen tonight. I should say Jacob Trouba did play. So, last game he leaves the game with an upper body injury, but that was just out of precaution, and he's okay. So, that's good news. I didn't think he played well tonight, but that's another story. I thought that the Rangers, it would have been nice to have gotten this game to overtime. That was certainly within their grasp, but they just couldn't do it. So on this Florida trip, it's back-to-back games. They play the Tampa Bay Lightning tomorrow, and you hope that they can win that one, as the Rangers have only had 1 2-game losing streak this season, and they certainly haven't lost. They haven't had many back-to-backs in general, but they certainly have not lost in back-to-back days. So that would be, if they did lose tomorrow, that'd be the case, but hopefully that doesn't happen. But let's talk about this one. Again, lineup was the same. Jonathan Quick was in. As I said last episode, there was a chance that could play out, where they just kind of go back and forth, alternating, and so Quick is the one that's in net in this one. And boy, was he really good in that first period. Really made a lot of great saves. Like I said, that one on Luostarinen was just unbelievable. But the Rangers, they draw the first power play, and unfortunately, the Rangers only had 2 power play opportunities, and they didn't score on either one. Like I say, they're usually able to, if they get enough power play chances, which maybe if they had gotten a third, who knows. The power play did not look good. I believe the Panthers have a good penalty kill. I believe this statistically speaking, but it looked good tonight. Stenlund trips Panarin at 6'10". And yeah, there just was not much of anything going on either of those power plays. Panthers kill that off, and then at 14:03, Trocheck, the former Panther, hooks Montour. So Trocheck, as we know, is prone for those offensive zone stick infraction penalties. He had been better recently of not doing that, but he does it here at 14:03 of the first, but the Rangers kill it off. And then, at this point, the Rangers are kind of getting into it, getting chances, but the Panthers are the one who strikes first. And I think the stat is that when the Panthers have scored first this season, they haven't lost in regulation. If that's true, that's pretty crazy. But Evan Rodriguez scores the 7th of the season from Barkov and Mikkola. So the former Ranger Nico Mikkola gets an assist there in his first game against the Rangers since he signed with the Panthers. And so with 1:15 left in the first, Rodriguez gives the Panthers 1-0 lead. Not great defense by the Rangers. It was the Mika line. Wheeler had a hard time getting it out. Schneider was kind of caught up. Gustafsson was the only one back. Again, that Gustafsson-Schneider pair, I don't love it. I really don't. Like individually, like I think away from each other, it can be okay, but yeah, like you could do look, could you do worse as a third pair? Yeah, but I don't love that pair. But anyway, Panthers take a 1-0 lead there, and they lead 1-0 after one. So that kind of stung, but maybe that's the fate they deserved. So anyway, second period rolls around, and at 7:12, it's Sam Reinhart scoring his 22nd goal of the season from Barkov and Verhaeghe. Now, this was a shift where the fourth line was hemmed in for a while. So Goodrow, and again, Barclay Goodrow, like didn't like his game at all. Goodrow, VZ, Pitlick, they were all, they couldn't get out of the zone. That was a problem. Not getting the puck out of the zone was a problem in this game. And then Keandre Miller, who had a really good game last game, wasn't good tonight. And so there's the inconsistencies. You want him to kind of, take off from that. He was the star of last game. And tonight wasn't the case. So, a play in front where Keandre isn't able to get a piece of it, and Reinhart just buries it easily, makes it 2-0 Panthers. At 8:52, Rangers get a power play as Anton Lundell roughs Johnny Brodzinski, but the power play does absolutely nothing. Did not look good, got no zone time, and so it remains 2-0. However, Rangers get a couple of goals. First one being Artemi Panarin, his 20th goal of the season from Lafreniere and Lindgren. So Lindgren keeps the puck in, finds Lafreniere, and at this point, it's kind of Lafreniere and Panarin with no Panthers defenders. Lafreniere makes a nice pass, and it's a one-timer goal by Artemi, scoring against his buddy Bobrovsky. And so it's Panarin's 20th goal of the year. So pretty impressive. I want to see real quick, what is Panarin's career high in goals? Let's see. 32, but 32 in 69 games in his first season as a Ranger, where COVID stopped the season short. Pace-wise, he is well ahead of that pace. And that was his best year, really by far from a goal standpoint. Either way, he has had a much more of a shoot-first mentality. Then the Rangers tied up. A minute and 13 seconds later, Will Cooley scores his 7th goal of the season from Keandre Miller. This was a nice play by Miller where he was aggressive at the blue line, turns the puck, he gets the turnover, and it's a 2-on-1, and Cooley with a nice shot scores. I think it went off of Bobrovsky, maybe his shoulder, and in. And so that ties it up at 2. But then, here's the response by the Panthers. At 15:51, Braden Schneider interferes with Barkov. So, you can't have that, and the Panthers do take advantage. Sam Reinhart scores his 2nd of the night, 23rd of the season. It's on the power play from Barkov and Tkachuk at 17:07. So yet again, the Rangers were, unable to kind of, that was the theme of this game. They could not quite get it tied at the end of periods. And this was, again, kind of bad defensive coverage, in my opinion, where like Trouba ends up being a little too aggressive, and it kind of leaves Lindgren all alone. Easy tip in for Reinhart. Like, it's not great. The special teams weren't great tonight. So it's 3-2 Panthers. Then the one penalty taken in the third. At 11:23, Lafreniere is called for an illegal check to the head by Barkov. Now, originally this was called a 5-minute major. This should have been no penalty at all. Lafreniere did nothing wrong. I mean, Barkov just didn't have his head up. Kind of led to an awkward sort of collision. It was the right thing to decrease it, but they should have decreased it to nothing. However, I guess puck don't lie, because the Rangers score a short-handed goal. Mika Zibanejad with his patented one-time slap shot from Chris Kreider. So that duo gets it done. Zibanejad is 14th of the season from Kreider, ties it up at 3 at 12:15. So now the key is, all right, killing off the rest of the Lafreniere penalty. And they technically do, but in my opinion, this was kind of a continuation of it. Because 14 seconds after, with the puck still in the Rangers zone, Carter Verhaeghe scores his 17th of the season from Forsling and Tkachuk. This was a play where Barclay Goodrow wasn't able to get the puck out of the zone. Jacob Trouba loses control of the puck. Barclay Goodrow ends up breaking his stick. And Verhaeghe scores on a wrist shot by Jonathan Quick. And, I think it was stoppable. However, Quick really did a really good job. It's tough, though. This is now the Rangers lose this game 4-3. This is now 2 straight regulation losses for Quick, both 4-3 games. So, yeah, I mean, this one definitely stings a bit, but it's not as if they played like horribly. They could have played a lot better. That's for sure. But for me, just beat Tampa tomorrow, and this is forgotten. And this is essentially in the interim forgotten. What I'll say about the Lightning is this: the Tampa Bay Lightning, this is a team that, right now sits outside the playoff picture, not by that much. And this is a team, of course, you can't count out. There's still a ton of skill and high-end talent. Like Nikita Kucherov has been just unbelievable this season. Like, he's still fantastic. He's got 24 goals, 34 assists. He's been great. Tampa Bay is good at home. So they're 17-14-5, but they're very good at home. So this will be an interesting game. This will be the last game is it for both? No, just the Rangers. The Lightning do play again. This will be the last game of the 2023 calendar year for the Rangers. A couple years ago, on New Year's Eve, the Rangers beat the Lightning in a shootout. What does that mean? Not a whole lot. Not a whole hell of a lot, but hopefully the Rangers can, as they normally have, they can respond and win this game. But this will be challenging just for the fact that, look, Tampa Bay is coming off of a loss to the Florida Panthers. So this will be a hungry Lightning team. I think the Rangers at this point are better than Tampa, but that doesn't mean that you're going to beat them at all. So, anyway, half of the Florida trip is done. Rangers lose to the Panthers in a close one, 4-3. And now, for their last game of 2023, they will head to Tampa tomorrow night to take on the Lightning.